Respectability, calm, lively are some of the words by Bach contemporaries that come to describe the character of the Allemande. When we play the G major Allemande, we first have to look at the time signature, which is alla breve, so 2-2, 2 big beats, not 4. Try to sit a little bit on each third beat in a bar, in addition to emphasizing the first beat, obviously. So we have as you see here, marked in red. In bar 4, try to shape the pairs of 16th notes by sitting a little bit on the first note of each pair, and then releasing the weight of your bow on the second note. So it's not, in my opinion, and Baroque practice, the Baroque bow is lighter at the tip, it's lighter overall, and so gestures like this naturally sound lighter as you after the attack of the note. So the same pattern repeats in bar 6. I find that when I play the suites, a time signature is a general rule, not an unbroken law for a whole movement. There are many instances where the pulse is not 2 big beats per bar. In other words, the cut time, the big 2 beats here are a starting point, and the pulse has many exceptions throughout the movement. Yeah, my parakeets are acting up. I guess they really like that movement. They love Bach. Going to, okay, so starting in bar 7, let's look at the first note of the bar, the G. It repeats 6 times. So a lot of G's in this one bar. And then we're going to F sharp in the following bar. In bar 9 we have a B, which goes to a C sharp. So and then C sharp. So you have to be aware of those little steps. So B, going to C sharp, finally to going to D, resolving to D in bar 11. Also in bar 10 we have a tongue twister, and I like bringing out the C sharp, the D and the E that are marked in green. C sharp, D, marked in green. For the first repeat, I like to diminuendo into bar 13 and use the long slur for a crescendo. And for the second repeat, I do the opposite. I lead into bar 13 and then diminuendo on this beautiful long slur. So even if you run out of bow in the middle of your bow, you can still do a long diminuendo. Let me try this again with one bow. Notice that I also use different slurs on the long bow itself. So down and then up. So here I separate the E from the rest of the slur. But when I go into bar 13, I like keeping everything in one bow if I can. Be sure you are organized when writing different markings for different repeats, as this can get extremely confusing. One way is to write the first repeat markings above the staff and the second repeat markings below the staff. Another way is to make a copy of your sheet music, and by cutting and pasting, attach all 4 parts one after the other. So you have A, B, B. But that might be a little too much music in front of your face when you're performing. In bar 17, which is the beginning of the second half of the Allemande, we have some decisions to make regarding the open or closed A's. Here. So you can play everything closed, except this. What I think much more interesting is to alternate. So as you see the first time, I played open string, open, closed, but you can reverse it as you wish. I would encourage you to always look for opportunities to change things around for the second repeat. You can, of course, also add ornaments, but I like looking at opportunities for changing fingerings, slurs, and dynamics. As before, notice the step line marked in green here, and going down from D in bar 18 to C at the following bar, and then to B in bar 20. So D, C, B. So this connecting line in your head makes for a better linear movement and a line when you play, so things are moving forward with a connective thread, I guess you can say. In bar 19, the bar line shifts. Another reason to take time to place that C on the second beat. So let me start in bar 18. So as you can see, you can think of this C as a downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a little time for the cadence, ending on the downbeat of bar 24. A little punctuation can also help bring this cadence to life. Slurs such as in bar 24, here can be shaped by tapering the sound towards the end of the slur. Pay attention to the cycle of fifths starting in bar 26. So we have D, G, C, F sharp. Don't forget to bring out the middle of the bar here. This cycle of fifths moves every 2 quarters. So D, G, C, F sharp. The pace changes from 2-2 to 4-4 after the G major chord in bar 29. So this G major, and here we are playing, as I said, in every beat. So this ends in bar 31, but we have another cadence at the end of bar 31, And so while the second beat is not emphasized, in my opinion, here, the third beat and the fourth beat are emphasized. As a postscript, I'd like to add that when playing this Allemande as part of the complete G major suite, try to play this movement at a different tempo than you play the prelude. I mean, if you play the prelude at 66 beats, which are quarters per minute, try not to play the Allemande at 33 beats, equal to half notes per minute, so that the feel of the movement is different. Thinking of tempo relationships between movements in a given piece is the next step towards seeing the big picture and imagining your impact on your audience members. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.